How many times have you seen a headline or a video title that said, "The moon might not be what you think it is"? Sounds dramatic, right? But what if, this time, it's not just clickbait? I've been drawn to the moon for over a decade. Not just the science, but the stories, the whispers, the ancient texts, the impossible facts, NASA's moon landing hoax, and the conspiracy theories that won't go away. The moon doesn't just orbit our planet, it orbits our imagination, pulling at the curious, the dreamers, the skeptics, and those of us who feel deep down that we're not getting the full story. It feels like something about the moon just doesn't add up. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I am here just to give you a head start on going down that rabbit hole with information about the moon. So, consider this your invitation, to question, to research, and to look deeper, because the mystery of the moon is something that we only have scratched the surface. So, let's get right into it. What if, hidden behind centuries of folklore, telescopic studies, and space race glory, lies a truth far stranger than fiction? Because some believe the moon isn't a natural satellite at all. That it was brought here by intelligent life long before the first spark of civilization on Earth. Is it a silent guardian, a base of operations, or a cosmic observatory? Possibly a machine. And what about NASA? Well, they might know more than they're letting on. So, stay with me, because once you see the cracks in the moon story, you'll never look at the night sky the same way again. Beyond the moon's romance and mystery lies a series of unsettling facts. And here they are. 1. It's precisely the right size and distance to cause total solar eclipses. 2. Its orbit defies conventional physics. It is in a tidal lock rotation. 3. Its composition doesn't match Earth or anything else in the solar system. 4. And on multiple Apollo missions, NASA sent a probe crashing into the surface of the moon to conduct tests. The moon rang like a bell. Not metaphorically, literally. But we will get into that event. 5. Over the decades, scientists, whistleblowers, and fringe theorists have pointed to anomalies, strange phenomena, even spacecraft sightings. That's interesting. So, what really is the moon? And why does so much about it feel staged? Let's rewind, back to a time when the moon didn't exist. Yep, that's what I said. It did not exist. Weird, right? But let's get into the backstory of the moon from our past ancestors. Many ancient traditions, from the Zulu tribes in Africa to the Sumerians of Mesopotamia, claim there was a time before the moon. Zulu shaman Credo Mutwa once said, "The moon was put in the sky by two brothers from the stars, Wawan and Mpanku." Ancient Greek philosopher Anaxagoras believed the moon was hollow. Roman and Babylonian texts describe a sky where no moon was yet seen, and Native American legends tell of a time when Earth had no nightlight. These aren't just myths, they're cultural echoes, echoes of something real that changed the planet forever. Then there's the moon's orbit, perfectly circular, almost too perfect. It doesn't wobble, it doesn't tilt erratically, and it's tidally locked, always showing Earth the same face, as if hiding something on the far side, possibly a moon base. That's right, it is proclaimed that there could be actually moon bases on the moon, which provides many theories on why the moon can possibly be a space station. Let's dive into the hollow moon hypothesis. In 1969, during the Apollo 12 mission, NASA intentionally crashed the lunar module into the moon's surface. They wanted to test this theory, but what happened next shocked mission control. Seismic instruments recorded a reverberation that lasted over an hour. NASA scientist Dr. Gordon MacDonald later stated, "It would seem that the moon is more like a hollow than a homogeneous sphere." So, NASA tried this again, using Apollo 13's spent booster, and guided it towards the moon for another impact. When it hit the lunar surface, it produced an even more astonishing result. The moon rang like a gong. It vibrated for over 3 hours. Not sure why, but we know solid rock doesn't do that. But a metallic shell? They do. Former Soviet scientists Mikhail Vasin and Alexander Sherbakov proposed in 1970 that the moon was actually a spaceship. This concept was extremely out there for its time, but currently, with the data and evidence we have acquired through time, seems to gain traction as being more logical. The Soviet scientists claim it was constructed, engineered and covered in a protective layers of metallic alloys that is hidden beneath the moon's dust and craters. Wow, sounds like a real-life Death Star. Here are some anomalies and impossible engineering facts about the moon. The size of the moon. It's 400 times smaller than the sun, but it's also 400 times closer to Earth. The result? Perfect eclipses. So perfect, they feel designed. Seriously, what are the odds of that? Hold on, it gets stranger. The moon is too big for Earth. No other planet in the solar system has a satellite so large in proportion to its host. And lunar rock samples, they date older than Earth itself. According to radiometric dating, some rocks brought back by Apollo astronauts are 4.6 billion years old, older than our planet. Where did they come from? You can't see it right now, but I am scratching my head. What else is it hiding? Oh yeah, the dark side of the moon. Up until recently, we started to get glimpses of the far side of the moon due to lunar rovers observing the surface of the moon. But previously in the past, the far side of the moon has been somewhat an unknown area for viewing. It's not just dark, it's hidden. Always. When the Soviet Luna 3 spacecraft first imaged the far side in 1959, they found it shockingly different. Heavily cratered. Strange geometric shapes and rockier terrain. Some of those strange geometric structures have many researchers claiming them to be unnatural to the moon's natural geography. In 2019, China's Chang'e 4 mission became the first to land on the far side. What have they found? As for now, for the purpose of their mission, they are deemed classified. But independent researchers monitoring transmissions noticed long pauses, gaps in data, and a blackout. Why? We are not sure. Despite decades of technological advancement, the far side of the moon remains largely unexplored publicly. NASA has released minimal, low-resolution images of certain areas. Yet military-linked contractors reportedly have high-definition mappings. In 2014, a classified Department of Defense satellite, codenamed S-23 Polaris, allegedly picked up symmetrical geometric patterns buried under the surface in the Aitken Basin region. They seem to be geometric, measured and uniform. These aren't natural formations. They look constructed. Also, during China's Chang'e 4 mission, observers monitoring the data relay noticed something strange. Satellite noted unexplained electromagnetic interference when the lander was over the von Karman crater. They indicated that the feed cut out for minutes because of what they claim to be was electromagnetic interference, or something more. In 2021, a lunar orbiter picked up a rectangular shadow along the ridge of a crater that persisted at multiple sun angles. A vertical shadow that seemed to be 200 feet tall. It didn't move. The light did. So, what caused it? It is proposed that they are natural rock formations. Well, to this day it is still debated at length. Also, multiple amateur astronomers have documented brief flashes and glowing orbs on the far side of the moon as well. When investigated closely, moon observers say these aren't lens flares, they're coordinated bursts of light. What are they? Perhaps propulsion or something looking back? In internal memos released by NASA whistleblower Carl Wolf, he described high-resolution photographs from a lunar reconnaissance mission that showed massive building-like structures on the dark side of the moon. He saw structures, complex ones, towers, domes, even what looked like hangars. Then, the photos disappeared. Interesting. I wonder why. Former NASA contractor Ken Johnston revealed that original moon photos were airbrushed. Structures were removed. Domes, spires, tower-like anomalies. In 2007, Dr. Eric Norton, a contractor for the NSA and NASA, claimed that unidentified spacecraft were spotted moving in formation behind the moon. heading toward Earth, then disappearing. Astronaut Edgar Mitchell once said, "Yes, there have been craft visiting this planet. We have been visited." And when Apollo 11 landed in 1969, a moment heard around the world, there was a 2-minute radio blackout. What happened during that silence? According to leaked transcripts, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin reported being watched. "They're here. They're parked on the side of the crater. They're watching us." NASA denies this. Of course they do. Standard NASA procedure. So then, the question lingers on that, what if the moon is artificial? If it is, then who built it? Well, some theorists believe it's a construct by the Anunnaki, ancient extraterrestrials said to have created humankind. The Anunnaki are believed to be the creators of the human species. They were the first to create civilizations here on planet Earth, and humans were their slave labor. Shall we say that this story is definitely a conversation starter at a party? Others claim the moon is an ancient machine, placed here to monitor, stabilize, and even influence human consciousness. The moon affects tides, biological rhythms, and possibly even human behavior. Full moons have long been linked to erratic activity, sleep cycles, and animal instincts. Could it be more than coincidence? There is evidence from ancient civilizations alluding to this. Here are some examples. The ancient Sumerians called the moon Nana, or Sin, associated with wisdom and cycles. In nearly every culture, it's both deity and data point, a source of magic and mystery. Ancient Sumerian tablets, cuneiform tablets, describe the moon as a divine body associated with the god Nana, also called Sin, who was believed to be a watcher of humanity and a cosmic judge. He was often depicted riding a winged chariot across the night sky. In Mesopotamian culture, the moon wasn't just symbolic. It was considered the central element in calendrical systems and agricultural cycles. Its movement was viewed as intentional, structured, and wise. Babylonian priests observed lunar eclipses as omens. They believed that the moon had direct communication with higher cosmic intelligences and delivered messages to Earth. In Akkadian records, there are references to Nana descending from a celestial chamber. Some interpret this as metaphorical, others as literal contact from the sky. Later civilizations, such as the Egyptians, associated the moon with the god Thoth, keeper of knowledge and record keeper of the gods, hinting again at the moon as a vessel of observation. The Mayans tracked lunar movements with stunning accuracy, tying human destiny and civilization's rise and fall to the moon's predictive cycles. Some civilizations didn't just worship the moon, they studied it, measured it, believed it held the secrets to fate itself, and maybe that's the point. So, is it here to guide us, to study us, or to contain us? Now we ask, what if everything we've been told about the moon is a story, carefully curated over centuries? What if it was never meant to be just a rock, but a vessel, a probe, a sentinel, placed here by someone or something, for reasons we're only beginning to understand? Maybe the moon does control more than tides. Maybe it watches not from a distance, but from within, silently, patiently. And as we return to the moon with new missions, Artemis, lunar gateways, and beyond, what happens when we uncover what was never meant to be found? What if it can answer the questions to our past that we do not want to hear or want to accept? Or we are kept in the dark because, for our sake, ignorance is bliss. So, the next time you look up at the sky, ask yourself, are we looking at the moon? Or is the moon looking at us? The moon is not just a mystery, it's a question. And maybe it's waiting for us to answer it. So, let your journey begin by unlocking your curiosity about the moon. Hopefully, this will get you started into that deep dive about the mystery of the moon, because it's an awesome one. Let us know what you think or get the conversation started. Comment your thoughts below. Do you believe the moon is artificial? And what other secrets do you think are being kept from us? Thanks for watching, and remember, stay curious.